I pray to God to continue to keep me and the Jamaican Labour Party firm and strong. I pray to God to give me the energy we need to keep Jamaica and our people firm and strong. Stand up, Labour rights. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Labour rights are proud of their party.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Jamaica, no bother for stone, no bother fight. We did a for the labor right. No shaky boat because a woman we like. We did a for the labor right. The river come down green, it's so pretty and bright. We did a for the labor right. The way me love shower in a green, me baptized. We did a for the labor right. Right now me nah worry about visa, cause we have one of the greatest leader. Me nah run way, go a foreign like triple X and go beef crab leg out a freezer. Bout ya fit on green like Tracina. I will say no, we is freeze for the teachers. We have the prettiest women like Anne-Marie Vaz and sexy Venetia. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory.
Good evening, Liberates, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive. Good evening, my people. Good evening. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, what is this guy doing on the screen? But, you know, I promise there's a method to the madness, my people. So let's roll out the evening shout-outs, right? So, 876 JK, big up yourself. K. Sean, big up yourself. A. Hutchins, big up yourself. Good evening to my beautiful wife. Good evening, baby. Mama Winsome Nemadsha, good evening. Jacqueline, big up yourself. Eloni, big up yourself. And I took a morning off this morning, Mama Winsome. Sorry. See, Meltina, big up yourself. Michael, big up yourself. Everton, big up yourself. Denton, big up yourself. Janet, big up yourself. Valentina, big up yourself. Monica, Tenant, big up yourself. And Valentina, you need to stop asking me why people are on my screen. On my screen, this is my live. See? Everton, big up yourself. Sania, big up yourself. Monica Camber, big up yourself. And Glenville, big up yourself. Good evening, my people. There is 66 of us. We ask for 80 thumbs up per live. So as the live grow, we ask persons to jump in and to give the live a thumbs up. See? Element Girls, big up yourself as well, my boss. Radcliffe Bailey, big up yourself. Now, the year 2015, or the year 2014 rather, is the year that we had a shift in politics in the United States. You know, we had President Obama at the time, and we had, you know, who started to divide the people in America, because Barack Obama was a black man and he was a white man. And if you know anything about America, you'll know that they have a big section of their population that is not educated. Preston, big up yourself. See? And Donald Trump, I would count as amongst the uneducated in America. See? He have sought to divide the people in America. Contrast that to Jamaica in the year 2012. The Honorable Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller appointed old Bucky Swamps that you guys are seeing in the corner of the screen here. You know, I think she made him if I am not mistaken, the spokesperson for finance at the time. He was not justice minister just yet. Or he was a spokesperson. Uno can enlighten me, uno can remind me. Because I'm kind of foggy. My memory kind of foggy as it relates to, you know. Jai, big up yourself. K. Smith, big up yourself. Everton Porter, big up yourself. Or, yeah. See? Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, Dayton Campbell, and several others. Good evening to my beautiful mother-in-law. You know, had decided that Portia Simpson Miller wasn't bright enough to lead the party. Mr. Maserati, big up yourself. Melody, big up yourself. Good evening. You know, they had decided that Portia weren't bright enough and they started to plot against her. They eventually removed her. Peter Phillips would replace her. He was a part of the coup. He did not make any sense to the Jamaican people, and the Jamaican people rejected him in 2020. Then came the leadership race. All Bucky Swamps that you guys are looking at in the corner of the screen decided that he was going to buy out the People's National Criminal Organization. He became president of the People's National Criminal Organization. And as history would have it, he would go on to divide the people of Jamaica, just like Donald Trump divided the people of the United States. Mark Golding have spent a whole 5 years, my people, trying to divide and rule, trying to divide and conquer us. And I have said this on this medium plenty of occasion. Now, I do not hate Mark Golding to the fact where I would want to see any ills happen to him. But I hate what he represents, and I hate what he stands for, and I hate that he's trying to divide my people. He is not one of us by any sense of the word. Us. He's not one of us. He's an imposter. He's a usurper. And he has been trying to divide the Jamaican people, and he has succeeded in doing so. Now we just had a general election in Jamaica after 5 long years of Mark Golding spreading lies and making mischief, spreading misinformation and disinformation. I realized today at the PNP's press conference that Mark Golding and his General Secretary Dayton, or Daytonisha, or whatever you want to name, Campbell, have decided that they are not going to change tack. They are keeping down the trajectory for the last 5 years. Now today, this press conference should have been a moment of reflection for the People's National Criminal Organization. Today should have been a day where they reflect and say, this is what we got wrong. This is what we are going to do. I am serious about leading this party and vying for the office of Prime Minister of this nation that he says that he was born in and that he loved. Now the jury is out and that he was born here and that he loves here. And I noticed today that he's still calling the Prime Minister Andrew, which is very disrespectful in my eyes. Now, why is this man on the screen? We witnessed yesterday the blatant unaliving live in front of his wife, in front of his 2 young babies. He was murdered. They witnessed it. Why is that happening? Because a person like him was given the platform to say, and I've listened to him, and some things that he say, I agree with him, my people. Some things that he say, I agree with him. And me I go tell you no. See? In order for us to blossom as a nation, we have to stick together. And we have to help each other. See? Now, the divisive politics that Donald Trump have been practicing in the United States ultimately cost this guy his life yesterday. See? Now, it goes without saying that some things that he says is vile. I have sat on this platform and I have said on plenty of occasion that I hate Mark Golding and I don't like him. And that is my right. That is my freedom of speech. I am not outside shooting off of nobody. I don't fling no stone. I don't chop and stab nobody. See? So, I don't agree with anybody analyzing this brother here. You know? I don't agree with a lot of things that he says, and I agree with some things that he says. Just like we have another brother called Tate, Andrew Tate. I don't agree with a lot of what Andrew Tate says, you know. But there's some things that he says that make sense. Just like, you know, I would have been here on several occasions saying stuff. Person would not agree with me. You know. But let me just say this. What happened to him ultimately comes down to the divisive politics in the United States. Jamaica is rapidly heading towards the state. Remember, I'm telling you, you know. And it is happening because of a man that is not from Jamaica. He was not born there. He's not from there. But he decided that he's coming here to divide and to conquer the Jamaican people just to get his name in the history books as Prime Minister of Jamaica. See? How long Jamaica? Because the PNP have decided to stay the course. They have decided to stay on the trajectory that they are on. They have decided that it is divide and rule. That's what they have decided. You know, they have not said they are going to change. They are not changing leader. This leader is tainted, by the way, and he's a sore loser. He have lost. And today they call a press conference trying to make sense. Now we're going to play a tiny part of that press conference. You know, so now bear with me. You know, but how long before we get to this position, Jamaica? How long? Because we cannot continue to think that it is okay to have a man at the helm of the leadership of a political party who is trying his very best to draw a line down one people. We have lived it already, Jamaica. We have gone there. We were unaliving our own brothers and sisters because of green and orange. And this guy, he wants to see Jamaica back to that. See? So let us just play one little part of the clipper and then we'll continue to break down. And get me to 80 thumbs up now, man. That's 367 away so far. And get me to 80 thumbs up. Hit the three dots in the right hand corner of the screen. Hit the thumbs up button. And do subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See? So listen to this. And we're going to pick out. I will interject at certain points. So listen.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the People's National Party headquarters. And here
Marcia,
with me
big
today,
up yourself.
we
Angela,
have
big
the
up.
leader of the party,
Carleen, big up.
Opposition, Mr. Mark Golding. And to his immediate right, the legal advisor of the party, Member of Parliament from Western St. Andrew, Anthony Hilton. Today, we're gonna be having a discussion with you, the members of the media and the wider public, in relation to some happenings around the outcome of the general elections that were held just over a week ago.
Big up in a victory.
Some may be wondering why it took us so long to speak,
PB, big
but
up
we have
yourself.
the opinion that you have to have the discomfort of thought before you have the comfort of opinion. In other words, you should first seek to understand before seeking to be understood. And so we took the time so we could examine the information that is out there. We could meet with the officer core of the party, which
We are black him for. Hold on. Who that? Pastor Mark Stewart. If false prophet. I know a false prophet that I say. Tsunami is coming soon, last warning. I must want different somebody. Mighty God. You know, you see, Pastor Mark Stewart is a lava you go get when God done with people like we are fake and a false prophet and come to mislead the Jamaican people them. And time God done with someone, you are the next one named Pastor Chamber Pot. Anytime God done, we do no dog shit. We call ourselves pastor. A lightning and thunder go take someone. Here? And the people them we go a Pastor Mark Stewart and go Pastor Chamber Pot on the top go in church go support them, give them no hard earning money. Stop do that. God not like them the kind of ugly people that they fake and they need to repent. When you hear me I tell you, anyway we continue to listen.
is out there. We could meet with the officer core of the party, which we did yesterday, and to meet with the candidates. And we also had that meeting as well yesterday. We will undergo a process of review that will
Rosie's, me and the Rosies went as far as they could have. Our relationship had gotten to a point where
undergo a process of review that will start from the constituency level, getting a report from the individual constituencies. We will also get a report from the regions based on how our party is structured. And of course, there will also be a national appraisal committee that will look at the election results, what we did right, what we did wrong, what we need to improve on it, and the process to implement any change. Now I'm going to ask the leader of the party to give a more general overview of the elections and the way forward. So,
thank you, Dr. Campbell. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning. I wish to thank all who supported our election campaign, all of our 63 candidates and their campaign teams, our party workers, our supporters who came out and voted for our candidates, our bloggers, our donors and contributors, our election day workers, our police.
I want to tell Mark Golding saying bloggers they did a poor job. All of them dunce like a bat. And they never come with 1 ounce of factual information. People like Tina Times, who live in Canada, and he look like he still live down a Central Kingston. So I want to tell Mark Golding that his bloggers failed him. So, we don't know why I thank them, because they never do a good job. But anyway, we continue to listen.
Military. We've increased our vote nationally in this election by over 97,000 Jamaican.
So here we have again a sore loser saying that he increased his vote in Jamaica. But they never win, loser. But anyway, we continue to listen.
And we doubled the number of seats that we hold in Parliament from 14 to 28. Our team in Parliament is strong, and we will be a formidable force in the Parliament of the land to hold the government to account and to defend the rights and interests of the Jamaican people. I am happy to announce that all our MPs elect, except for one who is traveling abroad, have signed a letter to the Governor General confirming their support for me to be appointed leader of the opposition. Since the
For some reason, I don't believe that, my people. But anyway, we continue for this.
election, our party has been active. A meeting of the officers of the party was held yesterday to discuss the way forward and internal issues that we need to chart a time frame for related to things like our various internal conferences, annual conference, and so on. This was followed.
Let me just say, anybody who don't want to hear the live or don't want to hear Mark Golding, anybody who have a problem with what I am doing on the live, you are free to go somewhere else. Others are blogging. Probably Mama Karen or one of them is online, Father Steady. So feel free to go somewhere else. We are breaking down Mark Golding's press conference today, and we are running commentary on it. If you do not want to hear, you can come back a morning when we do something else. See? So big up on yourself.
By another gathering
Big up
of
yourself,
our
Lisa.
candidates
Lifestyle
and the
politics,
national
big up yourself.
campaign team to thank everyone for their efforts and to have initial dialogue around the conduct of the elections in each constituency. Written reports from each constituency team will be required and further evaluations are to follow. And the General Secretary mentioned a appraisal committee which will be constituted to do an overall in-depth assessment of what took place. And our executive committee of the party will recommence its meetings on Monday coming. I now want to address the widespread concerns that have been expressed in the public domain about the conduct of the general election last week, Wednesday, the 3rd of September, 2025. As a responsible political movement that is committed to nation building and national development, it was important that we should await having reliable information before speaking to these issues, rather than proceeding on raw emotion and hearsay. Having waited for the final count to establish the official results in each constituency, including ascertaining the number of spoiled or rejected ballots and how these were apportioned between the two parties, the advice that we have received from our lawyers who attended the final counts is that a magisterial recount is unlikely to change the outcome in any of the seats.
So, if a magisterial recount is unlikely to change the outcome, I want to listen, you know. So, hold that in mind. Hold that if a magisterial recount is unlikely to change the outcome. So, listen further now.
In the case of West Central St. Andrew, however, the nature of the irregularities which took place there is being carefully scrutinized in anticipation of a case being brought to the Constitution.
Also, let me just say, neither the ECJ or where other place name sitting under the cuff, none of them have recorded any irregularities in the Prime Minister's constituency, because this is what we are talking about now. Mark and Dayton Campbell called this press conference to deflect from the questions being asked of them. Why don't Dayton Campbell step aside? He's a sore loser because he lost the election as General Secretary. Again, Horace Chang whooped somebody from the PNP's ass. Mark Golding needs to step aside. Portia did, and Peter Phillips did. He also lost. So why not step aside, my people? So we continue to listen.
The authority for appropriate relief. I will be able to answer more questions on that today. That matter is with our lawyers. While we don't have sufficient evidence to mount a legal
also, I thought the day for the magisterial recount was 14 days, but I did some research and it is actually 7 days. See, so the chance for a magisterial recount is now gone. So I don't understand why Mark Golding and the PNP call a press conference today to talk about happenings in the Prime Minister's seat that they can no longer change now because the day have passed, my people. See? But we continue to break it down.
challenge against the outcome of the elections. We are nonetheless deeply concerned at the extensive and I would say vulgar use of state resources to impact the outcome of the election over the campaign period.
So now hear that? Mark is saying that state resources was used. And yet again, just like the illicit six, there is no evidence presented by Mark Golding. Mark Golding is sitting down in front of Jamaica's media, all of the media houses, and there's no evidence as to what he's saying, as to back up what he's saying, you know?
Specifically, the massive political advertising paid for by ministries, departments, and agencies of government during and up to election day at the cost of taxpayers to benefit the incumbent JLP administration is problematic. And we are going to have to, as a nation, look at the way in which public resources are used in support of political achievements in the election period.
Hastings Direct is simple, one of the UK's top choices when comparing car insurance online.
Sometimes I got you. I understand why the PNP has turned
Your feet are more sensitive than your hands.
And then, you know, skipper, bro.
We're also concerned about the unprecedented scale of distribution of benefits.
I want to listen to something, and I want to listen to Mark Golding. When he says certain word, you will hear clearly the British accent when I try to hide. So I want to listen to him closely.
Tanks, fertilizer, building materials, cash by both the state and the Jamaica Labour Party. And in some cases, it's very different to distinguish one from the other.
You hear that? From the other. And you hear that? From the other. And I listen to him. Listen to him. If you don't listen, I listen with. Just listen closely when you hear the British accent that come out in Mark Golding. Mark Golding is not from Jamaica.
And we have received numerous reports of widespread suppression of PNP votes across marginal constituencies, with reports of very large sums of money being paid. And this strategy was enhanced by the timing of the elections and related giveaways in the back-to-school week, when parents in low-income families in particular are most vulnerable and could be financially induced to prioritize loyalty to their families and their children over party loyalties. A second concern we have is in relation to some aspects of the operations as conducted by the Electoral Office of Jamaica. We think that...
So, let me just stop that to say this. Dayton Campbell is our official. I believe Tom Tavares Finson is our official. And I believe both parties have persons, you know, working in the EOJ. And when recounts are happening, both parties have persons representing both parties. See? And it is done because they want to enable or to make sure that stuff is fair, you know, as it relates to the election. The counting is fair. So both parties have persons present while counting is going on. See? So for Mark Golding to say that there are irregularities, no. Right? It is disingenuous. He's here to lie to the Jamaican people again. And this is the same divisive behavior that me talk about. And this is why I not like Mark Golding. See? The same divisive behavior that Donald Trump carries on with in America that cost the brother in life yesterday. See? It is the same behavior that Mark Golding has in Jamaica. I must not accept it, my people. We know better, you know. who know better, they can trick them base, but they can't trick we, the right thinking people of Jamaica, you know?
We think there should be an independent inquiry into the...
Also, after every election, there's an automatic inquiry. After every election, there's an inquiry that triggers automatically. So, for persons who are PNP that is here, that is listening, that don't know, after every election, there is an inquiry that is triggered to see what went well, what went wrong, what could have gone better, all of that. See? So, stop make Mark Golden chicken.
The operation of the 2025 general election. And
I soon read the comment them wife start. Let me read that one. Dujon, I wonder if PNP knows that the people they paid to vote, not vote and not vote, can be paid to talk. Exactly. Let him bring it on, because in the process him can lose his seat. Exactly. I've seen a video circulating of someone tucking up a phone in their waistband and voting for the PNP and doing it to show whoever they voted for that they voted for the PNP. So that's what the PNP was doing. And the night before the election in Westmoreland, you know, a meeting, an emergency meeting was called by George Wright and others to say that the PNP have told persons to video when they vote for the PNP so they can collect after. So I guess it was widespread, my people. That's what was happening island-wide, but the PNP could not overcome us. They still lose. But I had told you guys from times that they would not be able to overcome 49 seats. You know, it was too great of a number for them to. If we did have something like 42 or so, they would have stand a better chance. But 49, they could not overcome it. And in the fourth term, we will be winning back at least 7 of those seats. May I tell you? See, but we will listen to this and then we continue.
Of the 2025 general election, and it should be urgently undertaken with changes implemented for future elections, because we need to improve the processes. In particular, the process that results in hours-long waits at many polling stations by voters who turn out to vote, frustrating electors and causing many to leave without voting. And this factor is exacerbated by the law, which only gives 3 hours as a window to employees to be away from their workplace during working hours for voting, which is clearly inadequate in Jamaica's modern realities when you consider the time for transportation to get to a polling station from the workplace, depending on where the person works and where they vote, and the lengthy delays in the lines in some polling stations. We also...
Let me just stop the recording to tell Adi Vibe, say, if you just realize my partisan, while every life I am wearing a green hat, you're very stupid. You can leave now. I thank you.
Need to look at the use of finger inking. That was originally implemented to prevent multiple voting, but it currently facilitates voter suppression as persons are being induced financially to dip their finger in ink prior to the vote and then being paid not to vote. We have several reports of this being done. We're also concerned about the black book, and we believe that the polling that is used in polling stations, it must be made available during the polling process for viewing by indoor agents and not left entirely to the presiding officer to identify voters who present themselves without IDs. Because if the presiding officer...
Some would like to know how Mark Golden walk over the whole of Jamaica and find out all of them things that we must say. Because as far as I know, you know, even the EOJ officers, they can't know what took place outside of the polling station, my people. You know, but it seems as if Mark Golden was inside all of the polling station in Jamaica. You know?
Officer is operating in a way that is not satisfactory from an independent, impartial point of view. There needs to be the ability of the indoor agents on either side to scrutinize what is going on there. And The integrity of the voters list needs to be re-verified through a comprehensive re-verification of voters to clean it of dead voters in particular,
that's why you would have
and other voters who don't have a place of residence in the constituency where they
Bang, pop, more, here we go. Ask again, you want some more. Heads turn up like roll.
who don't have a place of residence in the constituency where they vote. We will be sending teams into those constituencies which were most affected by these issues to conduct a field survey. This survey will empower Jamaicans who experienced or witnessed these issues to share their experiences with us. Many persons are
Jamaicans who witness PNP buying vote on the day, please share your experience with the Labour Party. Also, Mark Golding walking with Steve McGregor the other day and try to enter a polling station with Steve McGregor. That is highly unethical. I believe it is probably even illegal for him to have done. So I believe he can be reprimanded for that, my people. So the other day when you see Mark Golding trying to enter a poll station with Steve McGregor in Central Kingston, that is not legal. And Mark Golding probably have broken some electoral laws while he done that. But I suspect that Mark Golding is a novice and he's being controlled by probably Dayton Campbell, who has leadership ambitions, but he's trying to soften, trying to soften the people. He's trying to appear as much so we can get used to ugly face with your jeepers, creepers, and then probably one day he will be the leader of the People's National Criminal Organization. I was really hoping as a patriot, my people, that after this election, I could go back to have some semblance of respect for the opposition party and maybe call them the PNP again. But they're still the People's National Criminal Organization under the leadership of old Bucky Massa, and we will not allow and we will not sit back idly and allow any descendant of any slave to come and rule over the Jamaican people in the 20th century, or the whatever century we in now. See? 21st. See? We will not allow it. We have gone through too much as a people, and we are sticking with our leader. He is leading the nation and doing it correctly. We don't see why we should go back down that path with all Bucky swamps. See?
experiences with us. Many persons are deeply upset by what took place, and this process will allow them to get some closure. It will also assist us to advocate for changes to the law and the processes of elections that will ultimately help to protect Jamaica's democracy from tactics that clearly affected the ultimate outcome of the 25 general election and which are not contemplated by the...
So what was the expected outcome of people? Cause it looked like maybe something there. Cause Mark Golding is saying a lot of things, but he's not presenting any evidence. Where is the evidence to say that these things happen that Mark Golding is pointing out? We don't see no evidence. He just has say these things happen, and we're then there. We need evidence, just like we needed evidence for the illicit 6, then it went to illicit 8. We needed evidence. We don't get none all now. 5-year Mark Golding and carry on, we can't get no evidence. Then say Andrew Thief $3 trillion, we still can't get no evidence. Where they? And they have not changed tack. They are sticking down the route that they are sticking down. So we, the Jamaican people, we must apply pressure now and make them know say we will not allow it with our Prime Minister in this 3rd term. As they raise up their ugly head, we are gonna lick down back in our hole where it come out. See? It plain as simple as that.
System that we have. I will now hand over to our legal advisor. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Party Leader. As you've
But
said,
so like he have did.
the General Secretary has commented, we are at this time not intending to have any magisterial recounts.
What do you mean? We are at this time not attempting to have any magisterial recount. The date have passed for them to have to go to court with it. You can't go to court again. So the PNP continue to mislead the Jamaican public and their followers, knowing that their followers are not too bright. Mighty God. So what they are attempting to do with this press conference, my people, is to say that the Jamaica Labour Party stole the election, especially in the Prime Minister's constituency, and the PNP should have won the election, but the JLP stole the election with the help of the ECJ and the RDEOJ, see, and other agencies, including news medias and all of that. After they had they had all of the news medias on site, they had Popcorn, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Buju Banton, Chronic Law, QQ, Yakster. I'm sure there's others. See? And they had all of them blogger them. And they had so influencers as well. They even had international media saying that the Prime Minister is corrupt. And they still lost the election. They spent over $100 billion buying votes. See? And they still lost the election, my people. See? Cartel as well. You know, many of them.
Recounts. Other processes that are available, legal process.
The Integrity Commission, JFJ, where one we did I talk about J Flag, they had when next one we did I say police need body camera. Where they want the name again? A JFJ, yeah, JFJ. They had the Integrity Commission, they had J Flag, they had one next one. NIA. They had all of the civic group. They have the Teachers Association of Jamaica. They had the Taxi Association of Jamaica. They had all of the help in the world where they couldn't have. And they don't win. You know why? Same thing that I have been saying all along. The PNP needs a leader. And they still don't have a leader. And they will lose again at the next election because of the leader shortcomings. Remember, somebody tell them. Remember, say I saw here first. So Mark Goldie will lose the election again. And they will see probably a year or two from now and try to remove him. Remember, somebody tell him.
That are available are being looked at based on the evidence that will come forward. I will just echo the point that you make about a review of the management of the election by the EOJ. I think after almost 30 years of the system that was robust at the beginning, I think there is no concern that gaps are opening up and they need to be examined. And we will be doing so by the processes that you have outlined in the various constituencies and regions.
This is the same system that won PJ Patterson 3 elections, you know, my people. So when it won PJ Patterson 3 elections, it was the best system in the world. It worked. But now that it won the Labour Party 3 victories in a row, and the best system again, it need to look at and it need to change.
As well. So the other point really is the legislative and regulatory improvements that may well result from all of this, which is to ensure that the use of state resources prior to and during elections are much better managed. And I think there are clearly loopholes there.
By the way, guys, we had CAF. We had also another body. I believe I forgot where the other body called, but they were observers from other countries observing the election in Jamaica. And they did not find anything untoward happening. So here we are. The PNP is clearly lying to the Jamaican people. And what they needed to do was to accept that they fell short. They did not form the government because they did not have a message. The messages was lacking, my people. They never have a message for the people of Jamaica or a message in standard English. See? And because of that, they fixated on the Prime Minister because he look like they love man. You know, they fixate and tearing down the image of the Prime Minister and For once, it never work. You know why? The Jamaican people, the masses of Jamaica is more educated more than I ever know. And I like back in the day when I with granny and with grandpa them we can't read them dunce like a dopey but and you tell them say, Andrew Thief, you know. And that they hold, say Andrew Thief. No, we the younger ones, we don't hold that. We want to see the evidence. So we can tell him if go on. See? And because they could not present the evidence to us, you know, we did not bite the bait. You know, so them take with the idiot all the while. You know, so for persons who were asking why is this brother behind me, I am pointing to the divisiveness in America. And I see that Mark Golding is trying to pattern Donald Trump very closely. And he's trying to divide the people of Jamaica. See? Now this brother, I know everything when he say me agree with. Some things when he say make sense. You know, I am sure not, because most time I there so sit down and I know me talk sense. Because he's a very positive man. I am a liberal. When it comes to crime and fighting crime, I am a conservative. See? However, I am sure there are persons who do not like me. I am sure there's persons who do not agree with my point of view. Should I die for my point of view? No. So I don't believe that that young man should have died for his point of view. See? Everybody have a point of view. That is mine. Right? What we don't want is people like Mark Golding sitting in a position of power in our nation. He does not bear the hallmarks of us. He have not suffered like the Jamaican people. Mark Golding was born with gold spoon in his mouth. See? And we can't allow him to come divide with people then because that is what he has been doing for the last 5 years. And Jamaica is more divided more than ever if you don't look on social media and you look on the people them we are PNP. If you post one picture of Andrew Holness, he won't have suck your mother where you find under it and big nose this and big nose that because they are upset that they lost. Mark Golding and the leadership of the PNP should have been coming together now and say, listen, a democratic process have been held. We lost. Let us continue the work and we will work with you, the government, to uplift the life and to move the life of the Jamaican people forward while we make our case to be leaders of our nation on the next occasion. Wanna see that? Mark Golding did not do that. Instead, Mark Golding is trying to find an excuse to say that the election was robbed. When time you have somebody that don't have a mindset that me and uno have, and you tell the person they say, I rob Andrew Holness robbing seat. You, Mark Golding, has essentially painted a target on the back of the Prime Minister. And when people see things like this in another country and they're stupid, they might try to pattern it. And this might cause our Prime Minister great problems later on. See? And I know I am making sense because I am highly intelligent. Nobody knows if to tell me. See? Mark Golding is a divisive figure. I do not hate him enough to want to see him dead. No. But I hate him enough to not want him as the leader of my nation based on the way how he operates. He does not operate in a manner that says, listen, I love the Jamaican people. I lost. I am going to be fair. I lost fair and square because they lost at a margin of over 7 seats. See? So they never come close to power like he's trying to say. See? Let us move on as a nation now. He has an obligation and a responsibility to people who support him to tell them, listen, calm down. Andrew Holness is our Prime Minister, including mine, because I am a Jamaican, according to him. So Andrew Holness is his Prime Minister as well. He's the Prime Minister for everybody. And let us take our time and to move on and heal as a nation. Over the next 5 years, I will stand up in Parliament as your opposition leader. And whenever I see the government is lacking, I will raise my points and I will try to defend your rights as the people that is supporting me and the people of Jamaica in general. Donald Trump have caused division in America. See, cause somebody in life now. We don't want to see that reach at Jamaica. Because everything we happen in America, Jamaican people, they're pattern. We know this. It is a fact. See? So that is the reason why I said divisive politics eventually causes chaos. It does. It does. And then continue to carry on. We don't lose the election and we're in opposition for the next 5 years. It a go kill you. If you just say, listen, we lose, because we move on, we're going to move on and we're going to do the work. If something happening at the house where I going to move the Jamaican people forward and we need to vote on it, I am giving you my word that I will vote to make your life better. The Jamaican people will look at that and say, listen, when something good was to happen for us, both parties came together and worked together. So give Mark Golding and the PNP little credit for that later on. No, then continue to carry on with this and with that, and the election was stolen and irregularities that is dividing the people. Because when you scroll through TikTok, you hear people say, electoral box did missing. Then thief this Andrew Holness thief. Me hear some of them already I say next week Tuesday, them a go inauguration because them a go protest because Andrew no winning election. A thief election, so you know if you swear in. So when you have people who are illiterate and you know that those persons are following you, you have an obligation to try your very best to at least educate them a little bit to make them know, say, yo, no, we have a democratic process. It is foolproof because both parties attend any counting. Both parties attend any counting to see what the counts are, what the spoiled ballots are, how much one party get, how much one party didn't get. Both parties have persons at the counts. See, we must not accept Mark Golding and the PNP and their rhetoric. They are hateful, they are liars, and this is a Caucasian gentleman lying on one of us to take power, to assume power. How do we know that when he comes to power, he's not going to continue to lie to us and tell us all kind of lie? How do we know when he comes to power, he won't hand power back to the British? Because we have been trying to become a republic and he blocked it. Why did he block it? Is he not a Jamaican? Shouldn't Jamaica have independence? Shouldn't we finally have political independence now that we have people that can handle our affairs? He made a big issue out of it, right? And he blocked it. So how do we know if he gets to the pinnacle, he's not going to hand over back Jamaica to the British wholeheartedly? How do we know that he's not going to continue to tell lies? How can we trust a man that we know for a fact that he's a liar? We know that he's a liar. How can we trust him? Somebody tell me. I'm going to read on the comment them and all my people. So I'm going to start drop them in. I'm going to get me to 200 thumbs up. See, so hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen. Hit the thumbs up button. Do remember to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See? We'll start read some comment now. Alright, we're going to start. Let's start a Victor. I will start a Kenisha. I belong to Andrew constituency and I remember the first time he ran for the seat. And there is no way PNP can win Andrew. He's too loving that constituency. Okay. Victor Chin said PNP dunce and backward. Diana Eccleston says smear campaign as usual. 1 p.m. Nyam them white fall. Big up in our style politics. The PNP is lacking leadership. Dorrit, most definitely. And they do not have somebody to second Mark Golding, so they have to keep him. And it is very laughable. You know, imagine the PNP have not one leader. Not one leaders, like Mama P did say. Them not have no one done. They have one leaders. And one leaders they have now. See it? Man cannot win anything. And he knows he can't win Andrew. So they trying to frustrate him from early. Exactly. They're waiting to see what happened for the local government election. They will be trash at the local government election as well. See? Hope Labour go out and vote in a local government election after seeing what took place just now. See? I told some who was talking about Andrew to explain why Andrew is not fit. And when I explain what Andrew do in St. Pauline, have them mouth lock. Or them have them mouth lock. Then shut them out. Exactly. And one whole week, and this is what the PNP come up with, one PMC. Yeah, they are continuing to try to divide the people of Jamaica, and it is not good. We're going to end up with a situation like this. And remember, somebody tell you, we're going to end up with a situation like that, Onasi. See? No one can bash Andrew to me. Good evening, everyone. Big up in the Myrtle. Ellen, good evening as well. Let me send you some pictures of how marvelous Andrew takes care of his constituency. Me see them, man. You know, have to send them, come give me. I know when you look at my place. Unlike Mark Golin can't say the same. Imagine election day, Mark Golin in his own constituency. He not even going there, and the people then vote for him 9,000. And he not going there. He gone everywhere else except for him constituency. See? So him not have to do no work in this, and just know so them go vote for him regardless. See? Can you imagine retiree Paul Buchanan even baseless thinking he could win the PM when young Patrick Roberts couldn't do so. Exactly. Element grills here so. Alright. Myrtle said the PNP buy a lot of votes in Westmoreland Western. All over Jamaica, then spend $100 billion. You know, somebody asked Mark Golin today the question, how much money was spent, and Mark Golin saying no figure. You know why he saying no figure? He can't tell the people them say so much money spent. Because imagine you spend so much money and still lose. He is a big sour loser. Anyway. Mighty God, Dayton Camber, Andrew Carl lost in Tower Hill, so the PNP shut them fuck up. Alright. PNP a set of trouble maker. And Prudence, good evening. Greetings and salutation to all my beautiful Jamaican brothers and sisters. Hope you all had a marvelous and productive day. Blessings and love continuous. Big up on yourself, you know. I'm tired, you know, hearing my voice though. I work 6 days in a row. I'm tired, I want to day off tomorrow, so. You know, but you're not going to see me a morning still, because you know me have to pay attention to this as well. See? Big up, you know, Yugita, Yugiata, Cooper, big up yourself, you know. we have a little pronunciation problem, but big up Cooper, see. Look like mostly PNP supporter over here. Come on, people. Mr. Maserati, I tell you yourself, come on. Now the PNP, them still bitter, them kind of sour. You know, them bitter like a garland, come like a grapefruit. You know, they smell like rotten jackfruit. You know, them just come to make mischief all the while because them are soaked from the beating we didn't get. You know, I think we should protest against the PNP. They are going too far now. I believe so too. The opposition bunch fit Marky G. Me love look on him over there. The opposition bench, sorry. Valentine, I agree with you. It's very sad even some of the school children not taking the school bus. They say it's JLP bus, so you see lies and hatred that spread. And I have to take it. And go along with them I go. My parents get them at school. I give them normal taxi fare. You know what I love when I see bus a pass and the taxi man then turn up and look. Big up the cabby them still, but you know, some of them are wicked who never used to carry picking them. You know, me I want to teach a bridging. Where when I talking in my school group, I tell me what they say, yo, I'm glad the government bring in the bus them, because enough in student then come to school late. He say even him, when he used to come to school when we go to school, enough man in taxi man tell him say they not carry him because him at school pitney and his money not enough. See? Imagine picking you go to school and you're a big old adult. You don't feel like you're on duty, you don't forget that the child go to school so you can become something, especially with boy picking them. So they not going to turn up no gun, going to take up no gun and turn gunman. Eh? When I say I be a mad people that got Jamaica. Well, I read this. Sonia, we need to send them a strong message that they will not be allowed to tear down our country. Enough is enough. Exactly. But Mark Gordon will get another lick after winning Prime Minister next month. Because next month we are going to court, you know. See? Big court date we have next month with the Integrity Commission thing. See? And we will stand for all that they were lying on the Prime Minister. And I hope Mark Golden and his surrogate come out and apologize to the Prime Minister. And my wife said that, so she hopes she then come out come apologize to the Prime Minister. But we not hold our breath, my people. I saw Buckingham at his press conference today, and oh my goodness, he looked like a total wreck. He was looking so frazzled, battered, bruised, frustrated, and what that? Woe began. I say pronounce it. He looks well awful, trust me. I believe they saw him shaking. Shani said she see him a chamber when he might take up a paper. So it looked like he boss did nervous. I force him for the day, you know. I got it. Money say opposition leader a parasite. Man, I'm gonna take time with His Majesty's loyal opposition. The CARICOM election observer mission commended Jamaica for conducting the election without voters' intimidation and harassment. PNP clutching at straw, exactly. Election night concession speech was okay. After that, the others told Mark that he should not have conceded. So they cook up this foolishness. Exactly. So they keep on flip-flopping, my people, and we must not allow it. We must not allow it. You know? Let me see what I'm going to say. It is a sad situation. People are getting depressed because of the division that the PNP is causing. Exactly my sentiment. You know, these things they stress me out, you know. They give me sleepless night, especially now we are trying to get crime and violence under control. But the PNP seems to want to start a civil war in Jamaica. That them a work for, you know. A civil war. They want to burn Jamaica to the ground and then rule over the ashes. I must not allow it. Whether some Jamaicans want to accept Dr. Andrew Michael Holness or not, he is Prime Minister of Jamaica and Mark Golding is opposition leader. Mark Golding should really not be anything. Mark Golding should resign. He lose. He's a loser. And he need to present the next person to get beaten. That they need to do. You know, big up yourself in the Mary Doll. And Marie Doll. See? 500 million them spend and come up short. Then spend over $100 billion. So if you don't hear, they say 500 million, then spend over $100 billion. In some case, they might pay people 100,000, 200,000. Enough money they spend. I'm gonna stay there. Down at Westmoreland alone, they spend 100 billion. Down at Westmoreland alone. A 14 parish in Jamaica with multiple constituency. So don't think about that. At 65, Mark Golding wanted to go in to a fourth term. That is suicide. He not gonna beat Andrew at the next election. I'm sorry for him. You know, lifestyle politics really didn't look good today. How can you not want your kids on the bus when there is so much danger? You see one coaster bus crash yesterday? One coaster bus crash yesterday with Pitney and Westmoreland, you know? See? So, at that we are talk about. Them need to tell the picking them so if you go and go take a bus and stop going let them eat that it is there for the children to use. And children are not PNP or JLP. The bus is there for them because the Prime Minister is giving something to everybody in our country. Everybody are feeling prosperity, basically. So, whether you are PNP or not, ask your children to use the bus. It is safe for them. See? Mark go, there will be 1 PM beating stick. Prudence, the Jamaican voters are quite intelligent people. They made the right choice by choosing Jamaica. Them almost didn't. They make people come buy them out. You know, yeah, man, they spend plenty more than 500 million, man. They get 500 million from somebody from Joseph Matalan. They had multiple donors. They get over $9 billion from JPS me here. And they had other donors in other places. I don't see that. I don't think they make PNP go like they have no money, but they have money. Big up yourself, you know, okay. You later want me buy it out the next thing. Why is Charlie Kirk face up there? Good night, DUJON and fellow Jamaicans. Big up yourself, you know, just me. See? So, for persons who are late, we were talking about how the divisiveness in America costs Charlie Kirk in life and the divisiveness that Mark Golin have been, you know, carrying on with in Jamaica over the last 5 years. You know, we are hoping that we don't have a Charlie Kirk in Jamaica because of all Bucky Swamps we not seen icon over there. So, see? So, that is why Charlie Kirk is up there. You know? So, guys, I am coming to the end of the live now. Big up all 104 round. Big up all 202 persons, that 3 persons who gave me a thumbs up thus far. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. We are live at 6 a.m. in the morning. Moderator just blocked Taji made off our live car. It should make no use. You know. So anyway, you know, I'll soon in the morning. See? So big up on yourself. And much love, much respect. See? 6 a.m. in the morning.